Turn it up, Rick. Turn it up, Rick.
feeling myself. Ain't no chance I'm coming down, no. Got this whole view to myself, yeah. Why would I give it up? Why do they wanna come take my place? I work too hard for it, don't need a replacement. This my vocation, now I got rollies all in rotation. Hop on a jet just to take a vacation. Remember the moments was trapped in the basement. Now the hard work is all taking me places. Water on bed like we trapped in the matrix. Bet on myself and go ball out in Vegas. Living a life like I'm rich and I'm famous. Don't see the grind that I know that it came with. I ain't make it this far for myself, I had to prove to everybody else, I had to set them straight, I had to boss them, I had to renovate, I know. They hate when you elevate. The second of losses, I'm handing them out, I had to go delegate. It feel like I'm floating, I'm lost in the moment, I swear I could levitate. They never believed that I would really fly, I had to go demonstrate. I had to set them straight. They hate when you elevate, elevate, elevate. They hate when you elevate, 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 They
Mic check, mic check. There we go. There we go. Hey. Mic check. There we go. There we go. There we go. Hey. Check. There we go. There we go. There we go. Thank you, everybody. So I guess start all over. Burn live. Y'all, Merc Wangley keeping y'all connected. Hashtagging these red eyes. Changing the viewers eye red. Keeping underage smoking on social media. Definitely killing myself here for your entertainment. Sitting here with friends and family. Starting a cannabisation. We have sound now. Appreciate it. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you're watching this. I highly appreciate everybody up in here. Shout out to Facebook, my Facebook family, Ciela. I appreciate you up in there. YouTube, I appreciate y'all stopping through and showing some love. I do appreciate it. I also got Twitch and Instagram in here too. So if anybody watch me on Instagram and any of these other platforms, I do highly appreciate it. Okay. As everybody knows, this is sheesh. I'm having technical difficulties. Everybody knows this is the election year. This is one of the devastating times. How you doing? Times of the year. People are telling us information about this and this and that. On my last few shows, I have brought guests onto my show just to discuss things about the elections. Where do we marijuanically look at ourselves in America and stand for? So yet again, I am going to play a couple of videos. I will be breaking it down. Please light up, fire up. I have not changed for us the smoking routine. This is the Smoking Marijuana group. We just got political. I do apologize. I know some of y'all do watch other people that's in my small group that I deal with. I do appreciate the comments. I don't get that much comments. So I do appreciate y'all commenting live. And I will, as you see, post your comments live to show people that I do involve myself with my audience. And it doesn't matter if you're on YouTube or Bookface. It doesn't matter where you at. If you do comment and I catch it, I will post it. Smoking on some gas. You know what I'm saying, y'all? For anybody who not understanding who to vote on, you're hearing that Kamala Harris is coming into the thing. She's a good candidate. She's going to do the right thing. She's going to do the right thing for us, for us being America. I don't know, man. I really don't know. I'm here to help us decide. I'm up here to bring up videos and stuff like that. I got plenty of videos. I might not bring them up, but we will be having a discussion. I will be getting into it. I am trying to find a way to upload marijuana laws that happens all over. I will be getting back into that deeply. I ain't forgot about it. Just a lot of political things have been happening, so let's get into it.
Along with Kennedy, Jessica Tarlov, Charlie Hurd, and Greg Gutfeld. It is 5 o'clock in New York City, and this is The Five. The media going into overdrive to help Vice President Kamala Harris erase her biggest electoral liability, her far-left record. Despite Harris being rated 2019's most liberal senator by GovTrack, there's been some change to that. Well, the ladies of The View, Democrats, and others in the press are attempting to rewrite the vice president as just a moderate.
Prosecutors are not really leftists. They put people in jail for a living, okay? They're pretty moderate. I know the vice president personally. She is not, she's moderate.
The radical in this campaign, Michael, is not Kamala Harris, as all the Trump advertising is saying now. The radical right winger is Donald Trump.
This shocking radical left agenda is actually mainstream economic populism.
Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans just lie, lie, and lie. Her record is very clear for anybody who wishes to take a look at it.
And it's not stopping her past from coming back to haunt.
That's a big question, y'all. They always say her record is very clear, and we looked up her record. We have on file things that Joe Biden have said. We have on file things that she alluded to, that she wants to move in administration. And when people like me and people that's of my nature call out the things that we dislike, we're like, hey, I don't think this is fair. I don't think this is right. These are some of the beliefs that I don't believe in. We have been considered racist, misogynist, desexualizing her. And it's just like, okay, so now we're looking for the facts. And I was like, okay, I've been playing this inside the park baseball game where I'm looking for specifics of what she was able to do and how she's able to do it. So therefore, are we really going to get that record that we're looking for? Are we going to get this made up record for when we look it up, we're not going to be able to find, are these true or not? I'm just curious. This is Fox, so you know Fox is probably not too much on our side, but yet again, I'm still wondering, as a news company, are they even going to bring up a record and what it looks like?
Haunt her like a freight train. I don't know if they haunt people, but in this case, they do. Just today, a resurfaced interview emerged from 2020 where Harris offered some praise for the Defund the Police movement.
Defund the police. The issue behind it is that we need to reimagine how we.
For people that don't watch it, you heard that she said that she's not for defunding the police. 2009, 2020, defunding the police. This is what she's saying. She wasn't in office, but this is how she thinks.
We are creating safety. For too long, the status quo thinking has been you get more safety by putting more cops on the street. Well, that's wrong. This whole movement is about rightly saying we need to take a look at these budgets and figure out whether it reflects the right priorities.
And that's not all. The vice president will also have to answer for her far left positions on these issues.
We're not going to treat people who are undocumented across the border as criminals. There's no question I'm in favor of banning fracking.
Would you support changing the dietary guidelines, reduce red meat specifically?
Basically, let's rewind this. Let's dissect this because it's real fast.
We're not going to treat people who are undocumented across the border.
So, for my legal immigration family, welcome. I appreciate you came over here the right way. But if you come over here illegally, the wrong way, if you are a criminal in another country and you come over here, she's not going to lock you up. She's not going to send you back. She's going to leave your criminal ass here to disrupt our city streets, our county streets, our USA streets. Excuse me. I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's right. I don't think that's what we are looking for in a president when we're saying that this is how you're going to run it. We don't agree. But yet again, if they're going to cover that she didn't say stuff like this up, then we have a problem.
The border is criminal. There's no question I'm in favor of banning fracking.
Would you?
She's in favor of banning digging for oil here and gas and natural resources for we don't have to depend on other countries and our taxes. See, stuff like this, digging here will lower our taxes. That we won't have to spend money with other people looking for these resources. She's not thinking like that. She's thinking like, oh, that's wrong. You can't do that. Okay, so I can't do that. What else? We got to look at stuff like that. We really do. You really have to look at those situations and like, I don't want to pay taxes to Korea, China, Russia for oil and gas when I have it right here in my backyard and it can cost me 97 cents, 50 cents to a gallon. instead of $1.50, $2. I think it's $8 to a gallon, something like that.
Do you support changing the dietary guidelines, reduce red meat specifically?
Yes, I would. I am prepared to get rid of the filibuster to pass a great.
Okay. Also, I just thought of this. It hit me in her brain. Now, she's ready to get rid of filibusters, meaning the electoral vote. She wants to reconstruct how elections go. She also, if I'm not mistaken, y'all, wanted to get rid of electric stoves and homes and businesses. No, gas stoves and homes and businesses. So where everybody's on electric. So therefore making it harder to prepare meals when you're going out to eat in these restaurants. Because I'm trying to get this stove to a certain temperature real fast, real quick. Boom, it's going to take longer. Little stuff like that. Little things like, do you want to get, I know a lot of people that don't like messing with electric stoves. They're gas cookers. They don't mind paying their gas bill.
Green New Deal. The idea is that everyone gets access to medical care and you don't have to go through the process of going through an insurance company. Let's eliminate all of that. Let's move on.
All right. So, Kennedy, those positions are popular with a lot of people. Do you think she'll embrace them?
Now, the last part, getting rid of insurance, that sounds good when you're getting rid of certain insurance departments, y'all. I'm just keeping it real. Not everybody wants to get out there and be favoritism towards something like that. But I want to understand, and I want y'all to get it, that yes, when it comes to certain insurance and certain policies, I am definitely for getting rid of certain policies and stuff like that. I prefer the police to be ordered to live in a neighborhood that policing is. I am with you on this. The problem is, and I don't think us as regular citizens really realize this, and it took me, it's weird. It took a movie for me to really dissect and understand that. What did I say? From the late 80s. From the late 80s, I'm talking about 87, 88, 89 to the 2010, you had to infiltrate certain laws into streets for police officers to protect, because crime rate and drugs rate was up. Before that, before crack really took over, yes, the corruption was getting paid for protections, because yet again, there were bullies in the police department. I get that. I see that. I understand that. And that's how most people looking at the government, as a bunch of bullies. Like, these guys are bullying us out our monies, making us pay for taxes that we really don't care about. We don't really get to sit up here and understand exactly where our taxes go. And we're too busy worrying about putting a dollar to understand that we need to worry about where our taxes go, because this is affect us. If we knew exactly where our taxes was going on Pacifics, we would be doing better. We would actually be moving ourselves accordingly, because we see where the money is going. I shouldn't be riding around your town, my town, anybody else's town full of potholes if your taxpayer money is doing what he's supposed to do. There's not enough money to be fixing, but yet again, you riding around in these nice ass cars, paid off, no car notes. Oh, for these senators to be having a car note, that makes it even worse.
Someone say, yeah, I am standing by that. You can't use it against me.
She did with the AFT the other day when she spoke in front of the teachers union. You know, she was very transparent about bowing down before the body that kept kids out of school for 2 years. I thought that was a bit of a stumble on her part. It's going to be a tough sell, but I'm actually glad we're having a conversation about the issues and not about memes and personality, because we have been sold on memes. We were sold, not all of us, certainly not me, but people were sold on the kitschy idea of dark Brandon. And we don't want to be spoon-fed that again. Her record is very problematic because it's all over the map. You know, on one hand, she's a ruthless authoritarian with the people that you absolutely should not be targeting in her home state of California. On the other hand, she is an open borders Democrat who has no solution congressionally or otherwise for the border crisis that she certainly exacerbated as border czarina, which she was. That's what she was anointed. And as much as they try and scrub that history and give us a revisionist lens, she's been on the wrong side of so many issues. And the red meat thing, you know, that was a new one that a lot of people forgot about. And they don't want the government messing with their bodies. You know, if someone is so pro-abortion that their personal orthodoxy is, we're going to keep the government out of your body, out of your lower half, then the same goes for what I eat. I'm sorry.
Until it comes to eating bugs. That's a different decision. We may have to eat bugs, apparently.
Well, it's something some of us do as a fetish on the weekends.
Well,
and I mean,
anything dipped in chocolate might work.
Absolutely right.
Okay, so we also have this this vibe around her now that feels like President Biden before he dropped out and pre-debate, Charlie. It's sort of like he can do no wrong. These all are cheap fakes. These are cheap shots at him. And he is with it. He's exciting. He's our guy. And then they turned on him. But now it feels like we're getting the same treatment with the vice president.
Yeah, we're going to see the biggest rewrite of a political career that the media has ever done, like since the invention of electricity. I love what Kennedy's.
Are you okay with this? Are y'all okay that I'm letting y'all know that we're going to be seeing rewrites? Are y'all okay learning that this problem is going to be facing us for people that you want to see to be electoral? America, they always telling us about saving democracy. Go look up any Democratic station that you want to watch. They're always big on saving democracy. Yet again, they didn't let nobody run against Joe Biden for electoral votes. They didn't let nobody sit up here and voice their opinions on do they want Kamala even up here. Now, yes, she got a lot of donations. Yes, they was on a big Zoom call and a lot of the people saying, but it's a lot of other people that feel differently. Now, being that nobody's truly wants to run as a Democrat and put themselves in the ticket at this moment, they understand, they see the wave. I get it. So yeah, the smart thing that y'all should do is let Kamala run, win or lose. It doesn't really matter. Is that she is the face of the ticket that backs up Joe Biden. We have no problem with that. I have no problem with that. I want us to see where this goes. I want us to sit up here and say, yes, this is the candidate. If I like her and I don't like her, I'm willing to see what I'm looking for. Oh, yes. You're going to throw RFK Jr. up in there. I feel you. I really do. And to throw this guy up in there, I'm not knocking nobody. You would throw RFK Jr. if it just, I don't know. It's like, he knows it all. For us being president, he grew up, daddy was it. He's always been around it. He's always been protesting. But at this moment, he doesn't have the that pop. I think he would be, I don't want my president to be in a room full of lions and can't roar. I think that's the best way I can put it right now, saying it professionally. With his voice and his problems like that, his he's not loud enough to make a difference like he should be able to. I can honestly say we might be missing out on a good candidate. I don't know. But I know when I hear his speeches, I struggle. And I do not want none of our enemies or our allies. You just don't want none of these guys looking at us as, I want to not think. I want to know that my president is in there handling business. I want to know that Joe Biden is sitting with Putin whenever he's sitting down with Putin and he's really trying to stop the war. Not the, oh yeah, I'm trying to stop the war. Putin's bad. Okay, Putin's bad. Okay, I get it. But Putin just sat down with Tucker Carlson, so you can't say that you can't sit down with this guy and try to find out an agreement to stop the war, to stop the killing. Right? Wrong. Maybe I'm a little bit off. But yet again, that's how I see it. I don't think there's nothing wrong with seeing it like that. People are probably saying I'm plumb dumb crazy, I'm nuts for even covering stuff like this. I've been calling myself nuts and crazy for covering this, but yet again, I have family members that really are getting behind this Kamala wave, and only thing they can tell me is it's better than Trump. I'm like, I got to come better than that.
That this is going to be about issues. I hope it is. I'm afraid that it's just a few of us talking about the issues. I think a lot of people are just talking about personality and the memes and stuff like that. And of course, I think that's the sort of the strategy that Democrats are playing. But this is why you have an actual campaign, why you have a primary, is so that these things, they're now in a situation where she is getting her first big exposure as a presidential candidate. And it's during the general election, and everybody is pawing through and finding all these crazy Democrat red meat policies that are going to be terrible in a general election, but she's having to struggle with them right now.
Now, that is a good way to hear a point of view from a point. That's Fox, right? That's Fox for you. I get it. Now, I heard a conversation, and this, let me play this real quick though.
Who evidently had a racist attitude, and recently one even confronted me in a restaurant, and they don't say racist things, but what they say is they don't like something I said. They don't like a position that I took.
She says she is the victim of a racist attack because somebody recently came up to her in a restaurant and said that they didn't like something that she did. Apparently, if you approach a Black congressperson and say anything about their policies, that makes you racist. Now, interestingly, back in 2018, Congresswoman Maxine Waters was demanding that mobs get up in the face of Donald Trump's cabinet members and supporters.
And if you see anybody from that cabinet in a restaurant, in a department store, you get out and you create a crowd. And you push back on them. And you tell them they're not welcome. As a member of Congress.
Is that considered hate speech? Is that considered hate speech? Rhetoric like that we heard, is any that has anything to do with possibility of a guy standing on stage, damn near getting his head popped off? Now, before I go to this other one, I want to play, yes, I think I should play this panel. Listen.
Team is now scrambling to shift the campaign's messaging now that Kamala Harris is the clear favorite to be the Democratic nominee. According to a new piece out in Rolling Stone, Trump's allies are warning, do not underestimate the political momentum behind the vice president. Joining us now is one of the reporters who wrote that piece, senior political reporter at Rolling Stone, Aswin Subsang. Swim, good to see you this morning. So tell us more about what you found here and how the Trump campaign is struggling to adjust.
Well, what struck us in our reporting, as we've been following threads on this since Sunday when Joe Biden dropped out, is that there have been a number of close allies to Donald Trump, including at least 2 MAGA lawmakers on Capitol Hill who we could identify, who have gone to him or spoken on the phone to him directly to urge him, look, we were all excited, especially coming out of the Republican convention, but do not underestimate Kamala Harris. The lieutenants who have been telling you recently, and there have been some, including some working on his campaign, saying that Kamala Harris has a lot of vulnerabilities and it's possible she might be easy to topple come November. They've been stressing, we have indications in certain reams of Republican internal polling that she might even be formidable in some of the battleground states we need to win. They've been saying, the Democratic voter enthusiasm and the renewed enthusiasm over certain critical sectors of the Black vote.
Okay, the Democrats, I'm feeling that. Like, you guys are really trying to get at the president and ready to push her. I get it. But what I want to see, what I want to hear, y'all, is the actual panel get up here all together. We're in a rabbit spoon. Here we go. I want to hear them all speak together as a unit of more on decisive, like, oh yeah, she's doing bad and she's this and blah, 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 and she's going to win and Trump has nothing to say but going out that she's a prosecutor. Oh, yeah, y'all, we're going to remind us that she's a prosecutor and she puts people in jail. And yeah, when was she prosecutor? In Missouri? San Francisco? How's those streets looking out there in San Francisco? Ain't they very dirty and nasty and all the above?
Trajectory. The fact that just the fact of somebody like me being able to have a role like I do or run a campaign like we did would have been considered preposterous just 10 or 20 years ago. I think of the trajectory of South Bend, Indiana, where I served as mayor and where I grew up, a place that in less than a decade changed the narrative about that from being written up in national commentaries as a dying Rust Belt city to being a city that was growing and was being regarded as a place full of innovation and energy. And of course, I think about serving in a Biden-Harris administration and watching what happened. I mean, take infrastructure, right? Where there was this belief that you just couldn't, even though there was this thing that obviously needed to be done, and yet it just couldn't happen. No president could get it through. Definitely couldn't happen on a bipartisan basis, only to see the Biden-Harris administration deliver that. And I think that lights the way toward what is possible. And as you mentioned, there's also just something in this moment, just this week's moment, about that idea of enjoying this a little more. Politics doesn't have to be a death match. You know, we have certainly seen and had cause for being extremely troubled and disturbed by what's coming out of the other side. I think we continue to be right to talk about the threat and the concern for our democracy. If you have a guy like Donald Trump who inspired the January 6th riots and attempt against our democracy, somebody who talks about terminating the Constitution and said that a political opponent of his ought to be brought before a military tribunal. Like that's. I
love it how you hear And I'm stopping on key points that he's saying like this because I want y'all to understand these key terms that they use are Trump's catchphrases to catch the crowd, to move the crowd. Y'all prosecuted this guy for misdemeanors into felonies cases. Y'all hit him with civil suits. Y'all hit him with money. Y'all hit him with everything. You got his mug shot, but people still love him. Y'all hid a president in a basement for 4.5 years. I'm saying it. During the campaign, he hid. He didn't come out for real. I made this so-called, however you want to say, prediction. It was just a prediction. It was just a hypothesis. It was just throwing something out of the rabbit hat. It's amazing that during the Obama Biden administration, he was sharp. 4 years. Trump. 4 years. Trump is in office. So really, I want to say Joe Biden been hiding in the basement for 8 years. It really sounds like that. It really makes me think like y'all been hiding him in the basement for the 8 years. And when y'all put him out here to run for president, oh yes, I gotta remember he ran as president, so he won too. Don't forget, 4 years, 8 years, y'all. No matter how you look at it, it's like 8 years. I think the juice, whatever needle they injected him with, was the wrong one. And I think this happened 8 years ago. No offense. I'm not saying it's true. I don't have no reports. I have no doctor note to say that this is true. But I'm saying this because of the fast, rapid decline of Joe Biden that we witnessed, that we got to see, that we won't see no more. He will fade into the wind. Me and you, I understand that everybody looking at Joe Biden, oh, he's a crime victim. He should pay. He should get locked up for everything he did. Okay, you got a point. But what I seen, what I just saw, don't lock Joe up. Just let Joe chill. Go after the son like you're doing. If any charges stick on the son, let it stick. And I think that'll be deep enough. It's still cruel to even think like that. I'm probably wrong for thinking like that. You are right. But then I'm thinking about Miss Harris. You coming in here, you really don't have a chance to put any of your policies together and make a strong case for yourself. You got the little Beyonce music playing in the background. I'm like, okay, cool. You got a Beyonce music. You know, we pay a little campaign money. Say, hey, BA, let me use this real quick. Whatever. Policies and things that she has worked on to make a difference, to make a strong case that like, okay, this is a person that me and you need to sit down like, hey, yeah, let's get this girl up in here. You know what I'm saying? She's, you know, She's going to start some things. You're a prosecutor. One of the first few things I want to hear about you is going after these kid trafficking. That's if she ran off of that alone, you want to unite, tell the truth about this organization that's $100 trillion organization that everybody suspects, the government, the FBI, your neighbor, the cartel, everybody over the world who's in that Illuminati thing is using to traffic kids. There are countries out here that don't have crime that are clean streets. That is true, yeah. But I want to build that here, truly in America, with you, with me. I think that's possible. I think we can do it. I have seen it. Just in conversation with people, I feel like, yes, I have talked to some of the gutterist people, have really have conversations. Y'all have seen me have conversations on my shows. Go back and look at them, please. Like, I do have conversation with people. I do understand people. I do understand what we want. I understand what a change can look like. I may not be smart in every department. That's why you build you a team. You build your team, we good. We going somewhere. We structured. I want to run on these policies. I want to run and educate myself in this. I want these certain things done for my city. And yes, there are a bunch of people out here that can do that. You know a person. I know a person. We all know a person. But that's not the argument. The argument, the finger pointing, it's not at the person that we know that we can put in here to do the job. The finger pointing needs to be at the ones that aren't doing the job, that we can actually see that's not doing the job, that are on file that's not doing the job. As you and me would say, standing on business. People that's up in here for selfish means. It's not too hard to find out. Now, Kamala, you wanted to go in here and come over here and be a prosecutor. Okay, you want to be a prosecutor. They were looking for a VP. They were doing this program. All of a sudden, a lot of people was put in there. There are different podcasts that's been looking deep into this DEI situation and fact that's been going on. Your president actually used that word or phrase. I'm sorry, used that phrase. So let me know and let us know factually, without boo-hooing, this crew right here, is they gonna talk in riddles? I hope not, but you know how it goes. That's why I like certain people on Fox too, because I watch a little bit more Fox, just saying. But I like those who don't talk in riddles. Well, let's get to the point.
Really dark. But the other side of the coin is the joy of the right and better kind of politics. And we've seen that throughout the week. And again, it's something that I think is animating our side and that the other side literally can't conceive. And that's why some of their attacks that have fallen flat kind of reveal that there's just a different energy, a different vibe over there. The fact that they, for example, clip and tweet images of Kamala Harris laughing as if that's something that counts against her shows that they literally are having trouble just getting the idea of there being joy in the struggle and in the challenge. But I think that's something that speaks more to the campaign than voters.
See, we're going to skip over that he said joy in the struggle. Let Trump would have said joy in the struggle, I would have threw him a new asshole. I'm just saying, just to point that out.
I think there are a lot of independents and what I always like to call future former Republicans who would rather just sign up and be part of this project than continue to be part of this doom-filled whatever we saw at the RNC.
Pete Buttigieg, thank you for joining us this morning again in his days or so time. Right after President Biden delivered his news conference at the NATO summit, you appeared on MSNBC.
I just seen did y'all just see how they just cut us out like that? They just cut us out like that. Okay, I see how they
sewn up. You saw, of course, the former president and his wife endorse this morning. And I will tell you, even more importantly than the big shot endorsements I'm seeing something I haven't seen since Obama ran in 2008, which is young people. I can't open my phone right now for all of the single cat lady memes and the couch memes associated with JD. I mean, I can't. Young people have gone absolutely bananas. I'm seeing African-American women who are maybe nervous about the vice president while Biden was president, getting stuck holding the bag, all of a sudden, like, just put mission, kind of frames on. And so, I don't think we have an easy run of it till the election. But, oh, my God, I'll tell you, my colleague.
Cat memes. So yet again, flirting with her. People want cougars. She has a new sex appeal to her. She can get her Stella back, her groove on. Okay. All right. That's what he broke down and just said, point blank. I can't open up my phone without seeing Cougar and Cat Lady. She's going to be on a new Batman movie as Catwoman. The older version, the retired version. She's like, Bruce, I know you're worth trillions of dollars, but I can't be with you. I'm Kamala Harris now. I'll be a president. Okay.
Colleagues in Washington this week, it was just like everybody had a 100-pound weight lifted off of their shoulders.
Congressman Himes, it's Simone Sanders Townsend. I am wondering your take on your colleagues in the House of Representatives, your Republican colleagues. I mean, the Speaker, the Republican Congressional Campaign Committee for the House had to literally send a memo to House Republicans telling them not to use racist language when speaking about the vice president and to focus on the issues. What is just your take on how Republicans haven't seemed to figure out to debate the issues, and so they're resorting to these racist and sexist stereotypes and language?
Yeah, I mean, big picture, MAGA has never been about the issues, right? I mean, what did MAGA achieve when you had a 4-year presidency? It achieved a whole bunch of things that, were not traditional right-wing Republican things in this country. Cracking down on immigration, massive government spending, tariffs. These are things that, the right wing never considered. So, look, I think
cracking down on immigration sounded good. Getting terrorists, no new wars, all that stuff sounded good to anybody that you ask and talk about. Ask anybody, do they want to send trillions of dollars to Russia or Israel right now? And what can you do with some of that money that we just all of a sudden gathered up? Stop playing with us.
think to some extent the Republicans understand that in as much as they have positions, they're pretty unpopular. Ask Americans what they think about cutting taxes for the wealthiest people and corporations in this country. Ask Americans what they think about a national abortion ban. It is devastating what Americans think of their positions. And so what do? They take these very cheap shots. And as you pointed out, I said on Twitter, when you don't know somebody very well and you call them a DEI hire, there is a word for that. And that word is racism, which, by the way, even if you feel that way, which I think some of them do, what a stupid thing to do. Because I got to tell you, it's been only a week or so, but African-American women and African-Americans generally, I'm starting to see that community absolutely catch fire. And you know what? When a bunch of, good old boys from the former Confederacy call a black woman who has achieved vice presidency a DEI hire, man, you have just thrown radioactive garbage into our.
We're only calling you what your president called you. Don't get mad, because y'all can flip it and make it sound like something else, but it's technically what your president called you. Y'all, I'm going to save this other video for later. I do appreciate y'all hanging out with me. I'm just going to throw this short one on up there. I appreciate it, y'all. Y'all have a good one. Till next time. I'm your boy Capiche. We out. Peace.